Morning, as the first light kissed the dew-laden grass, Walter would set out on his daily rounds. His destination? The old Victorian homes that lined the streets of Ashland, Oregon. These houses, with their gingerbread trim and bay windows, were more than just residences. They were time capsules filled with forgotten melodies and silent stories. In the town of Ashland, where the morning fog rolled down the hills like a soft blanket over quiet streets, Walter Hayes, 70, walked each day, carrying his small leather toolkit, moving from house to house to tune pianos in the old Victorian homes that lined Maple Avenue. For nearly 50 years, Walter had worked as a piano tuner, known for his gentle smile and the soft hum he made as he tightened strings and tapped keys, bringing forgotten pianos back to life. Since the passing of his wife, Eleanor, 5 years earlier, Walter found comfort in the routine, whispering softly to the pianos as if they were old friends. Eleanor had once told him, "Music is hope, Walt. Even when we're gone, it lingers." One crisp October morning, Walter was called to the home of Laura Miller, 32, a single mother working 2 jobs to support her son Caleb, 10, who had stopped speaking after his father's sudden death the previous year. The upright piano in Laura's living room was covered in dust, a relic from her grandmother, silent and out of tune. As Walter opened the top of the piano, Caleb peeked from behind the hallway wall, his wide eyes watching Walter's weathered hands move across the strings, listening to the soft notes that began to fill the quiet room as Walter carefully adjusted each key, breathing life back into the piano and unknowingly into the hearts within the home. Weeks turned into months, and with each visit, Walter felt a growing fondness for the young boy who had retreated into a world of silence. The piano, once silent, now resonated with the soft melodies of childhood, echoing the laughter and curiosity of a boy rediscovering the beauty of music. One day, as Walter sat on the piano bench, tuning a string, he looked toward Caleb, who stood hesitantly in the doorway. "Want to help me find the right note, Caleb?" he asked softly. Hesitantly, the boy stepped forward, his fingers trembling as he pressed a key. The note that rang out was clear and warm, like the first rays of sunshine breaking through the clouds. A smile touched Caleb's lips, a rare sight that warmed Walter's heart. From that day on, a unique bond formed between the boy and the old tuner. Every Thursday, as Walter arrived with his toolkit, Caleb would be waiting by the window, his eyes shining with anticipation. Together, they would explore the vast landscape of music, each key becoming a stepping stone to a world where notes danced and emotions soared. Under Walter's patient guidance, Caleb began to find his voice, not just in music, but in life. The piano became a bridge connecting the depths of his sadness to the heights of his potential. As the weeks passed, the melody of their shared journey echoed through the quiet rooms of Laura's house, weaving itself into the very fabric of their lives. But life, like a composer with an unpredictable score, had a way of throwing unexpected notes into the melody. Just as Caleb began to find his rhythm again, the harsh chords of financial struggles struck. Laura, a waitress at a local diner, was struggling to make ends meet, and the thought of buying sheet music or a new piano for Caleb seemed like a distant dream. Yet music, like a resilient vine, finds a way to climb even the highest walls. In the close-knit community of Ashland, news of Caleb's musical journey spread like wildfire. People who had known Laura since her childhood began dropping by the house with old music boxers, sheet music, and even a dusty guitar. Their offerings, though humble, were a testament to the unifying power of music. Walter, touched by the outpouring of support, continued his weekly visits, undeterred by the lack of resources. He believed that music, like hope, could bloom even in the most challenging of circumstances. Then came the day that transformed their lives. A local music teacher, Mrs. Clementine Reed, renowned for her gentle demeanor and sharp ear for talent, visited Caleb. Impressed by his progress, she offered him free weekly lessons, opening doors that had seemed locked to Caleb forever. It was a turning point, a crescendo in their story, where the combined efforts of a community lifted the weight of financial worry from Laura's shoulders, allowing her son to pursue his passion without the burden of cost. As the weeks passed, Caleb flourished under Mrs. Reed's guidance. His fingers danced across the keyboard, expressing emotions that words couldn't. With each passing day, he became more confident, not just in his music, but in himself. The piano, once a symbol of his grief, became a canvas for his healing, a testament to the transformative power of music. One evening, as the sun cast long shadows across the room, Walter sat on the piano bench, watching Caleb practice scales. A knock on the door announced the arrival of Laura's neighbor, Martha, a spry woman with eyes as bright as the buttons on her cardigan, had heard about Caleb's upcoming recital and had an idea. "I know it's not much, but I'd like to sponsor a new piece for Caleb," she said, handing over a check. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Laura's eyes welled up. On the day of the recital, the community hall buzzed with excitement. Friends, neighbors, and even Mayor Thompson, a man known more for his love of fishing than culture, were there to support Caleb. As Caleb sat on the edge of the stage, his hands trembled slightly. Walter, seated in the front row, offered him a reassuring smile. "Remember, kiddo," he mouthed, "it's not about playing perfect. It's about sharing your heart." Taking a deep breath, Caleb nodded. When he began to play, the room fell silent. His fingers moved across the keys with a grace that belied his years, expressing a depth of emotion that surprised everyone. The audience leaned forward, captivated by the music that poured from his fingertips. After his final note echoed in the hall, the room erupted in applause. Tears of joy streamed down Laura's face as she rushed to hug her son. "You were amazing, Caleb," she whispered. Mayor Thompson, wiping tears from his own eyes, approached them. "Laura, I'd like to apologize for not being more involved before. We all missed a wonderful opportunity to support your son. But rest assured, Caleb, you have the backing of this whole town." That evening, as the stars twinkled above Ashland, Walter Hayes walked home with a lighter step. He knew that Caleb's journey had just begun, and with the support of a loving mother, a caring community, and the magic of music, there were no bounds to what the young pianist could achieve. The future was his to compose, and Walter was honored to have played a small part in helping him find his voice. This story reminds us that sometimes all it takes is a single act of kindness to set off a wave of generosity. Walter's dedication to Caleb didn't just change the boy's life, it also touched the hearts of everyone in the community, reminding them of the importance of compassion and the enduring power of music. It's a testament to the idea that even in the quietest of corners, the quietest of heroes can emerge, making the sweetest of melodies